preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio Network.
And we have a lot of business, not so much time to take care of it, so I'm not going to waste a lot of time telling you how great the show is going to be. I'm going to tell you.
You'll hear for yourself.
Yeah, well, CESAR MILLAN, I will tell you that. CESAR MILLAN will be joining us today, who is, of course, from the National Geographic Channel and is the dog whisperer, the Dr. Phil for dogs, and many other things, including, in your mind, very, very sexy.
Woohoo!
1-866-405-8405. That's the number you're going to need to speak to Joy Turner, Animal Communicator. She's going to be on in just a couple of minutes, so if you want to speak to her or actually speak to your pet, give us a call right now. Let's clear the lines. Hi, who's this?
Hi, I'm Martha.
Hi, Martha. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Calamasa, Riverside County.
Where is that?
It's in Riverside County, right next to Redlands.
In Los Angeles. What's your question, Martha?
Yes, I have a Pomeranian. She's about 12, 13 years old.
Okay.
I adopted her because they were going to put her to sleep.
When did you do this?
A year ago.
Okay.
And so, anyway, since I've had her, her health is recovered and she's healthier than she was. So
Good.
Now the problem I'm having, she's starting to limp on her left leg. And I'm real concerned about it because she wasn't doing that. I got a heating pad so she can stay warm.
When did she start doing this? Was it after a walk? Was there any certain incident that might have brought this on?
No.
Okay.
No, but since you mentioned that, I did. This happened about 2 weeks ago. She'd already been doing that. And about 2 weeks ago, I stepped on her, but real softly. She was right there next to me, and I did not see her.
I understand.
And she, but it wasn't like, it was just a barely, but I noticed that she started doing that more, and I thought maybe I had broken her little leg, so I was, looking at it. And she was okay. She wasn't yelling or, screaming that I was holding her little leg. So from that, I gathered that I did not break it. And then I had my daughter look at her too, and she says, "Mom, you didn't break her foot," which is what I thought she was doing that more for. Okay, then now 2 weeks after, she's like back to the way it used to be. So I'm wondering if maybe I did injure her.
Well, yeah, you could have injured her. It could have been a combination. She is getting up there. It could be something that's setting in, or it could be just something temporary. How often do you go to the vet and have her checked out?
Every time she needs to go, when they send me the notices that her shots are due.
Yeah, okay. So when was the last time that you were in there?
I think it was 6 months ago, and they were due in December, and I didn't go. Now, last night, this was real scary. She had like a convulsion. She turned on her back, and I thought she was having a seizure.
Really? You know what? I have to say this. I think since it's time for the shots anyway, I think it's time to go into the vet and just make sure that everything's okay. As the pet gets older, you want to make the visits a little more frequent and just check it out to make sure everything's okay.
Some of the more common things is you can check her pet's paws. She may have like a thorn or a sticker or something up between her toes that can be kind of sensitive. So first thing you want to do is really check out her foot. Another thing with older dogs, it's their toenails. Sometimes they become brittle. They have a tendency to break off real short to the quick. When you trim them, they can bleed a little bit.
So you want to check out the toenails on that one leg that she seems to be limping on.
Check her foot really well, and then take her for a thorough examination to your vet and explain to him what's going on.
It's time for it anyway.
Okay.
You love her dearly, so you might as well
I
just...
do.
You're a good person.
The vet told me that.
She's a lucky dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, have her checked out. Let us know what happens. And
okay.
We're going to send her some goodies. Is that okay?
Oh.
Yeah, you bet. Just for calling in. Hold on 1 second. 1-866-405-8405.
Talk with Your Animals is brought to you by Get Serious. Remove stains, odors, and pheromones in 3 minutes with Get Serious. And you can even microwave Get Serious for stubborn and old stains that you weren't able to get out before. Available at PetSmart and online at GetSeriousProducts.com.
Well, hi, Joy.
Hello, Hal. How are you today?
Splendid. Thank you very much. Joy Turner is joining us, world-renowned animal communicator. And if she wasn't before Animal Radio, now she's world-renowned.
Absolutely.
And, of course, you do this as a living. You communicate with animals, and you teach people how to communicate with animals. And you're also on Animal Radio Network 5 nights a week. So if you want to listen to Joy Turner 5 nights a week, you can get your joy fix. She joins us every week for a phone call with you at 1-800-866-405-8405. Hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Kathy from Allentown.
From Allentown. Is that Pennsylvania? Pennsylvania. You know what? While I'm doing this, I want to welcome WEDO 810 AM from Pittsburgh. Not just remind, are you anywhere near Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh's pretty far away.
How about Reading, Pennsylvania?
Oh, yes. Reading's about a half hour away from us.
And we're on WEEU in Reading, Pennsylvania. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I want to talk about is I want you to be able to talk with your pet. So go ahead. You're on with Joy.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Joy.
Yes. What can I do for you today?
Okay. We have a 12-year-old Pomeranian named Rusty who was rescued about 6 years ago, taken from a very abusive situation. And since then, he's come a long way and bonded very closely with my husband. But he does like to sit with me in the living room in a recliner. But as soon as he comes on my lap, as soon as I move, he snaps, growls, and sometimes even bites. And my question is, what is it about me that he's having a problem with? Is he afraid of me? Is there something that I'm doing that scares him? What can I do differently? I really don't want him to be so upset. The interesting thing that I might add to this, though, is when he comes with me in the car, he doesn't snap or growl or anything. He's fine in my lap in the car. But in the living room, he flips out on me, and I'm concerned about it. So maybe he could tell you what the problem is.
All right. The first thing he wants you to know is that he doesn't actually have a problem with you. What he wants you to understand is that when he's in his home, and he does consider it his home, that he comes onto your lap, it's like he's coming onto his nice, comfortable, easy chair. And one of the things he dislikes is when you move around, it jostles him.
Okay. So, and that's what scares him, the movement?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's thinking he's in his nice, comfy, easy chair. It's going to just be stationary. He can lie down and just kind of let go of all of the cares of the world and be there in his nice, easy chair, which is your lap.
Right.
And then when that chair moves out from under him, it startles him.
Does he tell you anything about his past? Before we knew him?
What he tells me is he didn't feel very safe. And it's kind of carrying over. Animals who are rescued will often carry over things from their previous times. And it's a carryover from there because he always, in his mind, thought that if he was resting peacefully and something startled him, that he needed to be sure that he could defend himself.
Yeah, I can believe that. Yeah, he's got a big bump on one of his hindquarters, I think, where somebody might have kicked him or been really abusive to him.
And he never felt like he could do anything about it other than he just needed to have the feeling of he needed to be able to defend himself if he were startled. So he's feeling safe enough with you in your home that if he's startled, he feels like he can do something to protect himself or defend himself, and it's all right. Even though he recognizes if he bites and makes contact, all of a sudden he snaps back and goes, oh, my gosh, what have I done?
I see. But he does feel safe in our home?
Yes, he does generally feel safe in your home.
And there are other two dogs in the household. Does he feel safe with them? They're bigger, and, of course, he's a tiny little thing.
He would say he feels fairly safe with those.
Okay. Because, every now and then he gets tripped over.
Sure.
Because they're big and...
He understands that he's so tiny. In his mind, he's so tiny that he can understand if somebody isn't paying enough attention, they would not be able to see him.
Yeah. Is there anything else I can do for him, that he wants me to know that I can do for him to make his life happier?
He likes singing.
Oh.
Do you sing?
Uh-huh.
He likes singing.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it looks like you're going to be doing a lot of lap with your lap dog. You're going to have to sit there all the time and sing.
Sit very still and sing to him.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Kathy, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Hold on one second there. 1-866-405-8405. Joy, your website has a lot more information. It can be found at
www.talkwithyouranimals.com.
And if you haven't seen the article in this month's newsletter from Joy about communicating with your animals, check it out. It's at animalradio.com. And of course, we'll hear you 5 nights a week now on Animal Radio, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, Hal.
Thanks, Joy. Coming up, the world famous CESAR MILLAN, the dog whisperer, joins us. Don't go anywhere.
I'm sure by now you've heard me talk about our studio cats here at Animal Radio. And anyone who has cats knows that they leave those little hairball presents behind for you all over your carpets. You can get the hairballs up, but what do you do about those stains? Well, I tried every product available in the grocery store and nothing worked. I removed the hairballs, but the stains were always left behind. Then I tried Get Serious. Wow, what a difference. Not only did Get Serious remove the new stains, but it removed the old stains too. And if you have those really tough, old, locked-in stains, all you have to do is just warm Get Serious in your microwave before applying. Get Serious not only removes the stains, but it removes odors and pheromones as well, all in under 3 minutes. And it's inexpensive. Get Serious saved my carpets and is personally endorsed by me, Judy, from Animal Radio. You can find Get Serious at PetSmart and in other pet stores all over. Visit their website at GetSeriousProducts.com.
Preventing pain, fear, and suffering of animals through nationwide education and awareness from all across the globe. This is Animal Radio Network.
Calling CESAR MILLAN, the dog whisperer, the Dr. Phil for dogs. You see him on National Geographic's Dog Whisperer, brand new season, pin code, the long distance code. See my zip code, code rack, code on blue. Hell, I'll just throw in some numbers for good measure. How does that sound? Hal and Judy on Animal Radio, calling CESAR MILLAN.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, CESAR.
Hey, guys.
Hey, no stranger to Animal Radio. CESAR MILLAN starting a brand new season on the National Geographic channel, 8 to 9 Eastern, every Friday night. In fact, the second episode of which ran last night with Brady, Bandit, and Hootie. Which it was fun to watch. I love it. You are amazing. The Dr. Phil for dogs. You tell these people how you actually train the people.
That's actually what the show is all about, is rehabilitating dogs when they have problems and of course training the human to understand where the problem comes from.
Uh-huh.
Because it often includes the human. They need help.
Yes, well, they need help how to fulfill dog properly. Everybody knows how to love a dog, but not a lot of people knows how to lead a dog. So in order for a dog to become balanced or to accomplish balance, needs a leader.
Yes.
You know, so most of the people who knows how to love, they will nurture the state of mind. So a lot of times when a dog is under stress or fearful or nervous, people feel sorry, and that only nurtures the behavior.
I noticed in the show, the advance that National Geographic had sent us, that a lot of these people that you're dealing with aren't the alpha dog, or they aren't the alpha in the household. They're really allowing their dog to be the alpha.
That's correct, and most of them are alpha, dog or alpha position, and the other side of their life, like and one of the episodes are coming out. The owner of the Lakers, Jeannie Baz, she's the pack leader. Of the Lakers.
Uh-huh.
But she can't control a Maltese. So it's just like the episode that I did with Oprah. I mean, Oprah is the biggest thing you can find in a pack leader, but she can't control Sophie.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of these people are, it can be from anybody, from working in McDonald's to really being in the White House or ruling United States, but they can't control a dog. So the show is really about training the human how to do exercise, discipline, and affection, because everybody does affection.
Well, now is it the deal is Oprah just looks down into Sophie's eyes and can't assume an alpha role because Sophie's just so cute and you just want to make Sophie so happy that it's hard to be a disciplinarian or dominant?
That's a typical mistake in my point of view that we do here in America, which we humanize dog first.
Yes.
I'm never say, not to love a dog like the way you would love a human. No. But you have to treat him like a dog, then you love him like a human. So this way they accomplish who they are. Now they become something that you want them to be. Because, in a lot of cases, these people don't have children. So a dog becomes the perfect, fulfillment, entity to fulfill their life. So a lot of people goes and rescue dogs, and they feel good rescuing a dog because it's a great story, and they feel great about themselves and all that, which is awesome. It's a great thing, that we do here in America, rescuing dogs and not allowing them to die. But at the same time, we don't allow them to finish their balance or to accomplish balance. So the whole show, if you watch, Bandit, the Chihuahua, that last episodes, the owner chose the dog instead of the family. So I'm the dog whisperer. So I prioritize my wife, my kids, then the dogs.
You come in on these episodes, they're about an hour long, and you just do these amazing transformation with these dogs. Now, how long does it really take you in real life, in real time, to do that? Do you come back several times, or does it take a few hours, or can you do it that quickly?
No, in some scenarios, when it's not, sometimes the dog is aggressive, but they give up, they surrender to the authority figure in minutes, in 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. It's one of the things about animals is they live in the moment, and they want to go back to normal. We are the species that develop issues. The rest of the species don't develop issues. So the only time they develop issues is when they live with us. So when somebody comes and offer them, the chance to go back to normal, they take it. They don't fight balance. We do.
So if you get a dog that has been beaten, say, by a man, he goes into a new household with men, isn't he going to be afraid of men?
Oh, no. It's a lot of people that rescue dogs. They're afraid of women, and it's a woman who needs to rehabilitate. So in the case of Hootie, the dog who is an agility champion, but is afraid of kids, kids need to rehabilitate them. So kids have to be part of his transformation, of his rehabilitation.
When I watch you in the Dog Whisperer, first of all, you make it look very easy, even though every time you really get into what you're doing. Like you even went swimming in one episode, which I thought was neat. What I see on TV, what I see on the Dog Whisperer, they all have good endings. Has there been any occasions that the endings haven't been so good?
As long as if you notice, most of these cases are rock bottom.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
last resort.
That's right. I'm the last resort. So they are surrendering already to what I have to say. And most of the people have heard about what I do, how I do it, how I prioritize dog first, then human. You know what I mean? So they already know that if I give homework, if they don't follow through, it's not going to happen, because to me, dogs are not appliances. So it really has to do with the human, with the owner, to now, from that point on, to do what I suggest. Because the dog in the pool, you saw that he did really good that day, but he improved after the owner followed through.
Yes.
It makes more sense for a dog to be conditioned by the owner than if it's conditioned by me, because I'm there for like an hour, 2 hours, and I have to go.
After that, they're on their own.
They're on their own, exactly. But of course, if they're really severe cases, like when a lot of people are really insecure, really fearful, or they're panic, I have to come back.
Do you?
I have to come back, because they get stuck. So you have to help them to, go back again to that day that I showed them, because everybody retains the past. It's very few people retain what they learned that day. They go back into their old self. You see it? So that's very human-like. So if a dog can move forward, if a human is not moving forward with them, because you are the source of information.
So is this something, once you've done that and you've learned the training, you're working with your dog, it's something you have to keep doing for the remainder of your dog's life? You can't
if you want to have a healthy life, you have to be consistent, practicing health. If you want to have a great life with your wife or your husband, you have to do, what it takes to keep the marriage going. You can't just do it, Monday or on a Sunday. You can only be
true.
nice on a Sunday, you know? It doesn't work that way. In marriage, I mean, you work every day.
Yeah, you don't take them out to dinner for a few weeks.
Exactly, and then
stop.
expect, mating rituals. No. You follow? So it's the same thing. A dog needs exercise, discipline, affection. My wife needs affection, exercise. Then I can ask what I want.
We are with CESAR MILLAN, dog whisperer, who, let's see, the last time you were on, we were talking about Angelina Jolie. I don't know if you remember that or not, but I had given you the example if one of these celebrities drops off their animal and says, fix it,
I'll be back.
you're the wrong guy, right?
I'm the wrong guy for that. Absolutely. I'm not going to fix it.
So these celebrities will sit down with you and they'll actually work things out. That's how important it is to them.
I'd rather for them to hit rock bottom because, those are the people that put more effort.
Yes, that's true.
If you get somebody that is halfway or in the beginning of it, they don't put the same effort. They blame the dog. Mm-hmm. People that hit rock bottom, they already hired many other people before. Trainers, psychologists, behaviorists, and then they get to try my technique and my philosophy. And of course, those are the people that you watch in the show. You get to see. I like to say that we choose people that are rock bottom, where other people already give up on them.
Right.
Professionals already give up on them. There's no way in the world Benden can be normal. There's no way in the world Brady, the guy who's obsessive to the water, can be normal. Mm-hmm. And so in the episode that we're going to see tomorrow, you're going to see the worst of the worst insecure case that you can ever see in your life. It doesn't get no worse than that dog that you're going to see tomorrow. And you're going to see a wonderful ending.
Uh-huh. How many times have you been bitten?
Many times, but no surgery or anything like that. Uh-huh. Just little bitty things. I'm very fast. I'm going to do this until I'm 55, then I'm going to retire. And then you lose your speed. You lose,
yes.
Yeah, to work with animals, you have to have that youth. Otherwise, once I'm 55, my kids have to take over, and then I just maintain the pack, you know what I mean? I'm not going to initiate the rehabilitation.
We just got an email, someone emailing us at yourvoice@animalradio.com, Joy from WEEU in Reading, Pennsylvania, and wants to ask you a question. She says her dog wakes her up in the morning early before she wants to get up, and she gets up, feeds them, and she's tired of doing the charade every morning. What kind of advice can you give her?
Well, do not listen to of course, the dog. Dogs are active creatures, right? Uh-huh. So they want to do something with their life. But if you don't want them to wake you up at that time, you have to really mean it when you say no, or when you say whatever you want to say. You have to mean it. Uh-huh. And you have to follow through. But what most of the people do is they actually listen to the dog.
Mm-hmm. They feel it's easier just
She's rewarding the behavior by feeding the dog, not just feeding the dog waking up.
Yeah.
So if she begin by not waking up and just really, ground herself and just say, I'm not doing this anymore. And from that point on, the dog senses a different energy.
But if you do it once, your dog expects you to do it every day, don't they?
Oh, because they manipulate you. Or if you manipulate them, or they manipulate you.
Uh-huh.
Or it's either or. So I think the healthy way, because they live in our society, is that we have to influence the behavior, which it has to do with manipulation. You have to manipulate animal. Like a horse, you have to tell the horse, make a right, make a left.
Right.
Otherwise, he makes a left and you're done.
I see you have a new book out. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's called Caesar's Way. It's coming out on April 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's all in it? What's all in it? What are we going to learn?
The formula, the whole formula that I talk about it is, of course, in the book. You get to read the whole thing. You get to see how I transform my whole entire life. From the beginning to where I am right now. Me as a husband, me as a dad. And exercise, discipline, affection. How that plays a role. How I learned to be fulfill my wife, because being a guy from Mexico, we don't understand women's psychology, and you guys have a lot of sources here. They tell you that women have their own psychology.
Is your wife from here or from Mexico?
She's born and raised here, so she has the American state of mind. Uh-huh. So, she said rules, boundaries, limitations to me, so I have to surrender to that.
Well, it's interesting because you always talk about your family, and they're never discounted from who you are as the dog whisperer. They're so very important to you, and you are always trying to balance all of them.
That's one thing that we can learn from pack-oriented species. Dogs are pack-oriented species. To them, their family is everything, and to a human, family should be everything. Mm-hmm. And a dog is part of the family, but it can be a priority because it will happen the same thing that happened with that dog Bandit, with the Chihuahua. Mm-hmm.
You can check it out. It is Friday is 8 to 9 Eastern. 8 to 9 Eastern is The Dog Whisperer with CESAR MILLAN. The new book coming out in April, Caesar's Way, The Natural Everyday Guide to Understanding and Correcting Common Dog Problems, the formula. And we appreciate you spending time with us again. We'll have to do it again very soon.
Please, let's do it.
Yes.
CESAR MILLAN, ladies and gentlemen. And it appears we have several bags of Happy Hips from Dogswell
Woohoo!
that we'd like to give away. We've had these sitting here for a while, and we figured, why not? Why not give it away? These are great. These are great, very healthy treats for your dog. And soon to be cats with Catswell. Check it out. I believe the website's dogswell.com or petswell.com. I'm not exactly sure. 1-866-405-8405 is the number.
Animal Minute is brought to you by Homeopet Anxiety, the #1 safe, natural solution for your pet's anxiety. Visit homeopet.com or call 800-555-4461.
Dogs or cats, horse or emu, animals are people too. A stork with a nose job is hoping to patch things up with his mate. An oriental white stork named Teza broke his beak last year after getting it caught in some metal wiring. His keepers at the Tokyo Zoo say that being beakless made it difficult for Teza to catch live fish. He lost weight and he became so stressed out he could no longer get along with his female breeding partner. Recently, a dentist attached a plastic resin prosthetic to the end of Teza's broken beak with the hope that his new and improved beak will help Teza feel a little bit more like himself. The oriental stork is a protected species in Japan, so everyone is hoping Teza's makeover will make him feel a little bit more romantic. I'm Britt Savage for Animal Radio. Animals are people too. Animal Radio.
Have you noticed a change in your pet's behavior during thunderstorms, fireworks, or does your pet stress out when you leave the house, suffer fear of travel or motion sickness? If you answered yes, Homeopet Anxiety is the #1 safe, natural solution. Easy to administer, Homeopet Anxiety is fast-acting and non-sedating with no known side effects. Ask your veterinarian or local pet health store for Homeopet Anxiety or learn more at homeopet.com or call toll-free at 800-555-4461.
1-866-405-8405. Any day of the week, anytime you can call us. Giving away some Happy Hips now. Hi, who's this?
This is Wendy.
Hi, Wendy. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Where are you listening?
I'm actually listening on the internet.
Really? Very good. Are you podcast or just Live 365? How you doing it?
I'm just doing it through Media Player.
They're very good. We offer all of these options so that everyone can hear Animal Radio.
Yeah.
What can we do for you today?
I heard if you call in, you could get a sample of the Happy Hips for dogs.
That's from Dogswell, yes.
Yeah.
It is good stuff. What kind of animal do you have? Obviously a dog, I imagine.
Yes, I have an aging boxer.
An aging boxer. Ooh, we're having a special show coming up very soon on aging animals.
Ooh,
so how old is your aging boxer?
He is going to be 12 this year.
12,
wow,
very
that's
good.
That's good for a boxer.
Have you known him his whole life?
Yes, we got him when he was about 3 months old.
What's his name?
Bud.
Bud.
But I had a cat named Bud.
Bud the boxer.
Well, my husband kept calling him Buddy. Here, Buddy, here, Buddy.
Very good. We're going to hook Buddy up with some Dogswell treats. And we'll also throw in some other things, too, okay?
And he loves his treats.
What city are you in?
I'm actually in Columbus, Ohio.
Listening in Columbus, we appreciate it. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Thank you so much.
1-866-405-8405. Just about time for us to get out of here. Animal Radio is brought to you by the American Anti-Vivisection Society. Did you know that your common everyday purchases can make a difference for all of the animals? It can. Get your free compassionate shopping guide by calling the American Anti-Vivisection Society at 1-800-SAY-AAVS. Also, Comfort Zone, an innovative natural species-specific solution for cat and dog behavior problems. Feel Away for cats, dog-appeasing pheromone, or DAP for dogs. Check it out, Comfort Zone. And we thank you very much for joining us today. Remember, if you get a pet this week,
spay or neuter.
It's so important. There's so many animals that are homeless that are getting put to sleep, about 5 to 6 million a year now.
And if you have an animal that you keep indoors, you say, well, it's not going to get pregnant, there are health benefits as well.
Lots of health benefits. Uterine cancer, you could keep that away from your animals just by spaying.
Yes, you can.
Lots of good reasons. Remember, if you want a special breed, don't go to a breeder. go online, type in the type of breed you want, and find a breed rescue. Again, because there's so many animals being put to sleep. Remember, there's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of fresh animal programming at animalradio.com. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Have a great week.